feels like a tuna. It has
it's ray. It's stingray.
Stingray fin, right?
Yeah, stingray fin.
It's the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, sure, when I'm drunk enough, I'll chew on it and I'll have no complaints. But when it's like, I want to have a meal, why would I fill myself up with something that doesn't taste like anything and takes me 10 minutes to eat and just frustrates me?
You had that the other day, right? When we went to a restaurant and I ordered togorote. And the rubbery stuff.
Yeah, I was just Joey was like, it's 0 calories. And I'm like, so what if it's 0 calories?
Well, because you're always on about like, how many calories does this have?
No. I'm just thinking like sometimes, in a meal, you're like, all right, I don't want to kill myself, right?
Yeah, my dad described that at once as eating an eraser.
Eating in a race. Yeah, it's like that.
That's pretty much what it looks like.
It's like sometimes when you hear 0 calories, you're like, oh, it's gonna taste bad.
I don't know, like
because celery has 0 calories. I don't know if you've eaten celery on its own. Yeah, it takes.
Of course I have.
Yeah, it takes
I love
more
celery
on its own.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, celery tastes like shit on its own.
No.
Yeah, it does taste.
It tastes like ass, bro. It tastes like paint.
That's not even a quiet taste.
It just tastes like paint remover in vegetable
form. It's like
form.
Brussels sprouts.
No, I love Brussels sprouts.
Get the fuck out! Brussels sprouts is like F tier vegetable. Why do people put it on roast? Everyone's just. It's a massive lie. It's a massive lie.
I love Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, I love Brussels sprouts.
Get rid of those fucking Brussels sprouts on my roast.
Because they have such like a really nice, distinct flavor to them that no other veg has.
It's like bitter.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait.
It's just like anti-umami.
Wait, do you like broccoli?
What?
Do you like broccoli?
Broccoli's okay, but
you have to keep in mind we're talking to someone who doesn't like ketchup.
Yeah, so Gaunt.
Like what the fuck?
Okay. Before we go into more in-depth food discussion, Gaunt doesn't like condiments. Basically,
I just like the way things are meant to taste.
So barbecue sauce? No. Ketchup?
I just
No,
like.
we're gonna go through all the condiments here just to make sure.
Mustard?
Mustard. No.
Mustard. If it's not like if it's just like the beans.
Mayo? You don't like any mayo?
No, I don't like mayo.
Tabasco or anything like that? Maybe.
Tabasco. I don't really see that as a condiment. It's something like if I need an extra kick to make it more spicy.
So when you eat like fries, it's just plain.
Yeah, it's just salt and pepper.
That's so sad.
Just salt and pepper fries.
So sad,
no, that's why I like my.
It like absorbs the spice.
Yo creí. A ver, ahí perdí por completo la conexión. ¿Pero qué pasó?
Salt and pepper
That's
fries.
so sad, bro.
No, that.
Bueno, ya, por lo menos ya lo tengo ahí. Ok, ¿qué pasó ahí?
Ew, cut it out.
Marvelous. I cannot let my peers hear about this. I cannot seek help from anyone else but you. Please, let us move to somewhere more fit for such conversations. Let's talk in the courtyard, just outside headquarters.
What's with the sneakiness?
Ya ves. Ah, el tesoro pirata. Ah, tengo que salir.
That's why I like my thin fries because it like absorbs the spices.
It's just
better.
oil. It's
literally
it's just oil,
but we
bro.
said that the other day, like because we were talking about how we like the thick, like cut fries.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, I
Beer
like the
battered
thin fries.
Yeah, but then Gart was like, "Oh, I don't like the thick fries because I taste the potato." I'm like, yeah, that's what a chip is.
No, I want to taste, the this can sound so bad. Like it's the oil flavor or the salt and pepper flavor. If it's like too much potato, you're just eating. It just feels like eating starch with no flavor.
If it's
Tell us what it's about already.
How should I begin? Oh, right. Let me tell you a secret first. It's a secret of my past, and I confide in you to keep it.
Don't worry, my lips are sealed.
As a matter of fact, my grandfather was a pirate.
Oh,
Wait, why do you sound so blithe? Do you think I'm making it up? Look at my eye patch.
Ay,
I inherited it from my grandfather, and this is solid proof that we are related by blood.
what?
My, how could you not know such common knowledge?
Qué estupidez.
This is no different from children inheriting their hairstyles from their parents. Yesterday, I was glancing through the notes my grandfather left and stumbled upon records that spoke of a treasure.
treasure?
According to his notes, the treasure is buried in the lost Arcadian ruins.
Treasure.
Oh, Dios.
But the location of the ruins is currently unknown. I've tried searching for clues.
Treasure!
Oh, Dios mío.
Kyle, what kind of treasure is it? Gold? Or better yet, gems?
Treasures that consist of nothing but gold and gems are third-rate treasures. My grandfather's treasure is a sword.
Oh.
A magic sword that grants the wielder unrivaled power.
Oh, wow!
The sword was dropped from Celestia into the sea by a god. It was later salvaged by my grandfather's crew by pure coincidence. The moment he gripped the sword, thunder roared, billows howled, and the clear skies were suddenly swallowed by raging winds. With the might of the magic sword, my grandfather went on to defeat a hydra, a silver-haired banshee, a wicked abyss dragon.
Oh.
But the immense power of the sword enticed many more greedy pirates. To avoid meaningless conflicts, my grandfather hid the magic sword. The world we live in is fascinating, full of unknown and inexplicable wonders.
Holy moly, that's just insane!
A gang of treasure hoarders has been very active lately, and many ruins have had their relics stolen by them. I'm afraid that they will soon discover the Arcadian ruins, and the magic sword will be lost.
We won't let it fall into the wrong hands. We must get the sword before them. You just rest assured that we are here to help.
Wow. Great. Please keep it a secret. I'll wait for your good news.
Hey, so what you think? Isn't it exciting? We're talking about a super duper powerful sword. Well, let's go to the Adventurers Guild and see if we can find out more. The adventurers should know more about the ruins, right?
Ok. Vamos, controla. Quiero que me controles eso, güey. Controla eso. Quiero que controles, a ver. Controles mis sentidos. Vamos a ver. Ok. ¿Es aquí o qué? Pregunta por información. A ver.
We're not here for something that boring. We're looking for a sword that fell from Celestia. One that can kill 8-headed banshees and silver-haired hydras. It's super mega uber powerful.
Ok.
That's what Paimon said. It's a super epic sword. Anyway, it's fine as long as Paimon doesn't tell them the treasure's location. So, Cyrus, do you know where the lost Arcadian ruins are supposed to be?
Ay.
Arcadian ruins. Never heard of them. Thanks for your intel anyway. If you do find these ruins, I'd love to see them.
Oh, Dios.
My intel?
Ya valió.
Still no clues. Well, it's not like it's gonna be easy. Come on, it's the hiding place of the super amazing sword.
Ok.
Anyway, we should go meet up with Gaia first.
Oh, you're back. Do you have news for me?
Listen, we asked around around the Adventurers Guild and found, well, nothing.
That much is expected.
Why is that?
Oh, I only mean that what's the fun in finding it without the hard work? However, I do have some clues. I sent someone to collate black market intel. It seems that someone does know about the Arcadian ruins.
Really? Where's the guy?
Now, as per the black market's rules, they will send someone to meet us to prevent leaks. We will be
Ya muy
meeting the
tarde.
informant at the Whispering Woods.
Then what are we waiting here for?
You have my thanks. Of course, you'll be compensated for your troubles. By the knights.
Ooh, no problemo.
17. Pero... Oh, ese sí está algo lejos. Pero ok, teleport.
Done perfectly. That starch is just fluffy and beautiful.
And it works
complements
so
the
well
crisp.
when you put it with like ketchup or like mayonnaise or whatever you
Yeah,
put
when you
with
mix
chips,
the
right?
ketchup and mayo together, you get a nice burger
yeah, the
sauce.
fry sauce.
Oh,
Oh,
shit, man.
so
That makes
good.
me gag so bad, man.
What the
I
fuck?
fucking hate ketchup and mayo. Like, ketchup and mayo.
Go eat your dick, bro. Go eat your dick.
Ketchup and mayo, like by themselves, are like disgusting enough to me. But to mix them together and they form this like pink color, I'm just like, oh, get that shit out of my face, man.
No,
Dude,
fry sauce is so good.
Okay, so like, can you like go into
I
like
can't be the only one here. I can't be the only fucking
I
one
think
here.
with this case you are the only one.
when you go into like any like normal chain in the UK, you can't get it because it's called burger sauce, right?
Okay.
No, it's called
McDonald's.
Thousand Island sauce.
Is it Thousand Island sauce?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't
Oh, I
really-
love Thousand Island
Yeah, but they don't do it in like McDonald's, KFC, or whatever. But
That's
you-
like ranch with ketchup, right?
I think so, but mayo with ketchup mixed is just burger sauce in the UK.
Oh yeah, it's called
That's
fry.
literally what
It's
it
called
is.
fry
Is
sauce.
it?
In the
Okay,
US.
yeah. And you can't get it unless you go to those like dirty chicken shops in like,
Yeah.
London.
Right,
And
right.
you go to them and you gotta like fucking haggle with them just to get like the fucking like ketchup. They're so stingy, bro. They won't give you anything. And I used to go into mine all the time, dude, and I felt like I was getting mugged off because I was like,
shouldn't have helped him.
Him who?
Thanks so much for saving me. You're far more reliable than those Favonius guys.
It's nothing. She's a traveler. She has to deal with stuff like this all the time.
Traveler? I've heard stories about you. I didn't think I'd be saved by the one I'm here to meet.
Oh, so you're the...
I didn't know how I could pay you back initially, but now I think I'll just give you the intel for free. People in our circle know how important the network is.
Lucky? But it's lucky for Kaya, isn't it? He's supposed to pay for the intel.
Listen well then. The intel on the Arcadian ruins. 3 6-armed giants reside in the city in the lake. 2 guard the statue. 1, the treasure.
Right.
There's also this map that came with it.
Ok, ¿eso dónde es? Ah, es en la ciudad.
Could this be the the spot? So the clue is more like a riddle. Well, should be a piece of cake for you, right? Well, if you can't solve it, we can ask Kaya. He seems like a nerd too.
I'll leave you the intel so you can review it at any time.
Ok.
Thanks, Vile. 3 6-armed giants reside in the city in the lake. 2... What does that mean? If you...
Imagino que son las estatuas de la ciudad. A ver. Ajá. Ah, ok, tengo que ir a la sede de los caballeros de nuevo.
Only white guy in this area, and I would always go in like, yes, I would like 5 wings, a burger, and then people come in like, yo, what's up, boss man? I'll have the wing set, and I'm like, fuck, dude, oh Jesus Christ, I felt so out of place because I just didn't know how to talk. And do I say boss man to the guy? Can I say boss man? Is that weird? I feel weird going, yes, I'll just take a fry, please, and a tango. You know?
Yeah, I'll take a fry, boss man.
Yeah, and I just felt bad when there was like 12-year-olds like fighting in the area next to me, and I'm just trying to order the chicken. I'm like, I just want the meal. Can I have burger sauce, please? While the other guys are fucking like jumping over the counter to grab it.
Right.
They would do that. They would put their hands over the counter and grab the shit.
Really?
Yeah, and the fucking owners.
The fucking audacity.
I know the audacity of these bitches.
Actually, there is one sauce that I do like, and it's very specific, but it's peri peri or Nando sauce.
Okay.
So are they in the same category?
That's like a marinade.
That's just like I feel like if it's more on like the marinade side of things, I love marinades.
That's like teriyaki, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
do you have Nando's in Australia?
Yeah, we do, but it's fucking expensive. So no one goes to it.
It's amazing in the UK.
I fucking miss Nando's here. I miss it so much.
Cheeky Nando's for the boys.
Yeah, to be fair, I feel UK. I tried Nando's in the UK, and it's
great.
infinitely better than the one in Australia.
People always chat shit about it, but like the thing is that it's like the perfect in between a fast food place and a restaurant where sometimes you just want the chicken and you want to get out. Like,
right.
Also,
you still want to feel like shit.
It's one of the few places in the UK that we can be proud of.
Yes and no. It's a lot more complicated than that. 3 6-armed giants reside.
Riddles. How quaint. The city in the lake is clearly Mondstadt. As for the
Giant crabs!
aside from asking just where we would find giant crabs have 8 legs. Hey, that's smart. A windmill has 6 blades. It fits.
Wow, that makes sense!
So out of the 3 windmills, 2 are close to the statue. The other one is guarding.
Ooh, this one Paimon knows the treasure!
Let's hope it's really that simple.
Come on, let's go take a look around that windmill!
Okay.
In terms of like food, because when you think of British cuisines,
It's good.
you're like, what can we be proud about? Oh yeah, beans on toast. That's British cuisine, right?
Man, what's with British people getting bullied online all the time now, man? Remember when it used to be British people were like cool in 2012 and Harry Potter was in full steam and Tumblr loved British people, and then now it's just like, haha, he said Tuesday. He said Tuesday, innit? Water. He likes beans on. Yes, I like beans on toast. Okay, I can eat it as many times as I need to. God damn it.
There's a limit with me with beans.
Baked beans?
Yeah,
Why
like
do you say
baked
beans like that?
Because it's a funny word. Bean. I love like accentuating the B and beans.
I can imagine if I wasn't born in the UK, I would think baked beans are just like, why would you ever eat baked beans?
Well, I mean, because in Australia we eat baked beans quite often as well.
Yeah.
Like you can. Sometimes I would eat it on toast. Sometimes I would just fucking crack open a can
in
and
university,
eat it by
I
itself,
basically
like-
lived off just beans in cans, and I would just heat them up and eat them for dinner.
That sounds disgusting to me.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I wouldn't be able to live off.
I didn't know how to cook, so I would just boil pasta and put salt on it and eat the pasta.
I love how the cooking.
She doesn't love him at all. The passion rushing through the clear spring is just a front. When she's cold and alone, her true heart is revealed. There's another map.
Oh, Dios. Bueno, sí, ya tiene una ubicación.
More riddles? Paimon's dizzy already. Oh no, Paimon used up all her brain juice. Paimon will let you have all the fun. Or you could get Kaya to help.
Es aquí, güey. O tengo que ir con Kaya. ¿Quién sabe? Debe haber checado eso antes. ¿Será que...? No, ni idea tú. Debe ser por acá. Creo que sí es, no es opcional. Creo que sí tengo que regresar.
Not ni idea tú. Debe ser por acá. Creo que sí es, no es opcional. Creo que sí tengo que regresar.
experience in university is just how many ways can I cook pasta? It's just that.
It took me like a year to figure out that you could just pour the pot sauces on top of the pasta. Because I was so like content and I didn't want to look stupid in front of my uni the mates.
Yeah.
And I remember my mum like offered to teach me how to cook and I was like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
How hard can it be?
I got this.
How hard can it be? So yeah, I was eating like plain pasta and beans for like a year.
Yeah.
It's pretty depressing.
And like cup ramen. Cup ramen is
Oh yeah,
fucking great.
the first day of university, I
doesn't
went and
love
bought
him
like
at all.
a crate of pot noodles.
Passion rushing through the clear spring is just a front. When she's cold and alone, her true heart is revealed.
Congelar el agua de la cascada, tal vez.
Any idea what that means?
Is this some page stripped from a love novel that...
Oh, so it's not a clue. No wonder someone as clever as Paimon wasn't able to get it.
I'm just joking.
Take this more seriously, Kaya.
This riddle is hard to figure out. Clear spring. Is it referring to Springvale? Passion rushing through the clear spring. So when does passion rush through a clear spring? Such inappropriate behavior. I feel like it has been creeping into Mondstadt for quite a while now. Unless that's something you two get up to. Oh, my apologies. I shouldn't judge what one does in their own time.
What's wrong with you? What kind of people do you think we are?
The thing is, if the rushing passion isn't coming from the clear spring, then it's coming from... Not a bad idea. Like when there's a waterfall, for example. It appears the solution to this enigma relates to the waterfall behind Springvale. Only the clear spring that blesses Mondstadt can reveal the passion described here. And the heart of the waterfall must refer to the cliff on the left side of the waterfall. I noticed it once when I was out on patrol in the area. The ending, cold and alone, probably has something to do with cryo, which can be controlled by a vision. You should probably take someone who can manipulate cryo with you. It's nothing. If a knight of Favonius couldn't even answer a riddle, how could we be trusted to solve criminal mysteries?
Let's go take a look in Springvale. We'll leave you to your criminal mysteries. No, wait. Leave you to solving your criminal mysteries.
Okay. Por cierto, antes de irme quiero ver si puedo conseguir en la tiendita las gemas que me hacen falta. Eso me hace falta, güey. A la onda. ¿Cuántos tengo? Pues sí tengo unos. Ah, para estos son. Ay, tiene límite de compra, güey. A ver. Ah, ok. Oh, vaya, hasta que ahora descubro cómo hacer esto. Ah, ya puedo subir más de nivel, güey.
Catches your eye.
Ah, pues con razón. Obviamente. Mm. Sí, creo, ¿no? Pero pues ahorita todavía no. Esto yo lo tengo, güey. Me salió, creo. Ya tengo una de esas. Ah, mira. Agotado. Se necesitan comprar todos los objetos para desbloquear. Ah, ok. Ah, ok. Entonces, 60. Y ya no puedo comprar más. Pero eso quiere decir que puedo... ¿Cómo se llama? Ah, ya entendí. Creo que no puedo subir de nivel hasta que pida subir de nivel, ¿no? Ay, de hecho veo que hay otro... Esos los compro, pero... Chinga tu madre, sí me va a hacer falta materiales. ¿Y esto dónde lo consigo? Entrar en la aldea de Chinste, ok. Ah, ok, bueno, pero son materiales que debería poder recolectar normal. Ascender. Ah, este ya se puede. Uy, ya vi qué materiales me pide. Bueno, vamos a subir los que se puedan. Ah, no tengo esto. ¿Y eso dónde lo consigo? Ah, de rango de aventura. O sea, nada más subiendo rango de aventura. Porque no he recibido esto todavía. Y necesito dinero, pero tengo bastantito. Bueno, oro. Ok. Bueno, se puede subir. Me faltan. Ok. Pero vamos a ver si puedo mejorar mi arma. Ah, es para subir nada más. Vamos a dejarlo en 15. Hay un montón de arcos. Puedo... Si tengo más arcos, no sé por qué no me deja... Ah, no, espera. No hay... A ver. Detalles. Fortalecer. Refinar. ¿Eso qué hace? Ah, al hacer en promedio una habilidad elemental. Ah, sí. Ya es 16. Creo que no puedo autoañadir. Pero puedo seguir eligiendo arcos, ¿no? 18. Ah, con razón estaba yo muy débil. Otros que son basurones. Ese nivel 17, ese no, güey. Todo lo que es nivel 1, yo creo, o nivel 2 o 1. 1, 1. Ok. No, pero estos están poderosos, no manches. Ese nivel 10, ese nivel 6. ¿Estos qué son, güey? Pues estos que son nivel 1. Ah, ya, nivel máximo, a ver. Ok, y de ahí ascender es con B. Ok. Y otra vez. No me dan ganas. No. Vamos a seguir Voy a dejar uno de esos. Wow, ya hace bastante daño. ¿Y esto de refinar qué es, requiere el mismo... ¿Qué hace esto, güey? Pues yo lo veo bastante bueno el arquito este. Y... pregunto si... Wow. Son un buen. Ok, ¿cómo le puedo hacer Uy, los siguientes materiales son un buen. Y raros, no, eso no los he visto. Ahí está. A ver, voy a ver qué tan lejos puedo llevar. Ahí está, ya me gasté 21. 21. 40 va a estar difícil, güey. Pero ahí me voy a gastar todos en subir esta monita. Me gusta Amber. A la gente no le gusta, dicen que es basura, pero me gusta el diseño. Se ve bonita. Sí, ya sé. 39, ok. Y ya. Ahora sí, tengo una super Amber. Fortalecer. Pero yo creo que aquí ya no. A ver. Pues esta cosa. Esto. Me gustaría quedarme aunque sea con uno de cada espada. También para no... Ok. Le faltó, güey. Púdrete. 1. No, ese es nivel 10. Ok, ya es nivel 22 el arma, pero Amber ya es nivel 40. Obviamente ahora sí se va a hacer más evidente.
There will definitely be something that catches your
No, eso no. Talentos. Puntería final, disparo preciso. No lo tengo. Se desbloquea al alcanzar nivel de ascensión 4. Disparo preciso. No, me da un 15% de más daño. Ataque cargado, ok. Ataque descendiente, ok. ¿Esto ya lo puedo agarrar o ya lo tengo? Ah, eso ya lo tengo, sí es cierto. Esto no lo tengo, güey. Ok. Lanzamiento de Barón Bunny. Ajá. Ah, ok. Pues no hace mucho daño, así que pues el doble de eso no es tanto tampoco. Ok. Vamos a probar a Amber.
Off them. That was beautiful.
You can't go wrong with pot noodles, though.
We should probably get back onto Japanese food, shouldn't we?
Well, going back to Japan, or like recently, funnily enough, I just went to the Cup Ramen Museum in Yokohama.
Oh,
last week.
yeah.
Which the only reason we went to the Cup Ramen Museum was just because it was just there. I was like, whatever, it's something to do. But it was actually like really interesting and really fun. It was not some place I thought to go that would be like a fun, exciting place to go, but it was fun to learn about Cup Ramen. Like I had no idea that basically Cup Ramen like exists because of Americans. Because like instant noodle was like invented, right? In like the usual packeted way, and then they tried to sell it to America. And Americans were just like, how do we eat this? What, you have to use a fucking chopstick with bowls? Like that's too inefficient. So they just start putting it in like their soda cans, or not the soda cans, the soda cups. Just like poured like put the ramen in and just put hot water in. And that's how cup ramen was invented.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was.
So cup ramen is an American invention.
Yeah, well it
was invented in Japan. The method of doing with the noodles.
Yeah, but it was when they tried to sell it to Americans that he saw Americans doing that, and he was like, let's just put it in the fucking cup. So thank you, America, for cup ramen.
And if you're in prison, it's your currency.
Cup ramen.
See that one Vox video?
Yeah.
It's actually currency in most prisons. That's so funny.
But yeah, in terms of like Japanese food, what are some Japanese food you want more people to know about, or that you have discovered since moving to Japan that maybe not many people like know about?
Well, you know my answer, right?
Yeah, I mean, I already know your answer. We've talked about this before. Go on, Joey. Go on, simp for your dish. Go on.
Yes, I'm simping for a little dish called skimmin. It's not ramen, it's skimmin. So basically, skimmin, to oversimplify, think of ramen, but separate the noodles from the broth and make that broth thick as a bitch.
I will say, when I first when I was first like I saw it on the menu, I was like, why the fuck would I want my noodles separated from the broth? That sounds like it's like demarinating.
An extra step, right?
Yeah, it sounded like it was just making the noodles less flavorful. But
it just didn't make any logical sense.
But somehow it makes the noodles even more flavorful when you dip them into this and you basically have the broth on the noodles.
Right. Because the thing with ramen broth is that it's very liquidy, because the noodle is
so
going to be sitting in this broth for a long, long time. So
you can drink it.
And you can drink it, right? Yeah. But skimmin broths, they have to make it thick, because when you put the noodles in and then you take it out again, as you said, the broth has to stick to the noodles.
Yeah.
And that shit is, the flavor of that is so fucking powerful.
And then when you're done eating the noodles, you can pour like a soup into the broth to like dilute it to make it drinkable.
It's basically like concentrated ramen.
Yeah.
That's basically the first time. But like, I don't know, because I feel like no matter what we say or how much we try to sell it, you can't sell it in words, right?
No,
because it doesn't look as pretty as ramen. Ramen is so pretty.
And like you explain it logically, and you're just like, that just sounds like ramen with extra steps. What makes it so amazing?
That's exactly what you guys said when I tried to sell it to you guys, and I was like, trust me, let's go to one of my favorite skimming places in Ikebukuro, and you can just eat it and tell me.
Yeah.
And I took them to.
And I remember we were like chatting the maddest shit.
Yeah.
Be like, sure, Joey, sure, whatever. And then we got the dish, and we just sat there in like silence for a good like 10 minutes as we were just eating this. And I remember like I remember the second place you took me to.
Yeah.
I swear, I had like an existential crisis eating this chicken man. I remember you both were eating, and you were just staring at me, and I was just like looking at this bowl of. I was just eating this bowl of chicken, being just like.
This time,
It's perfect.
the mysteries are all been
It's
solved.
perfect. I'll tell you what it felt like. It felt like that meme in like Ratatouille, where where you had I had like one bite.
So now, let's go for it. Don't want like with treasure hoarders. Anyways, no, you heard nothing. Paimon just definitely not to become super mega powerful and do nothing but play. Alright, Paimon will save the chit chat for later. Arcadian treasure hunt, here we go!
Ok, a ver. Oh, no.
No one escapes my sights.
Mucho daño. De autoataque. Pues, ¿dónde es? Ah, ya. A ver si no me cachan ahí haciendo algo.
And it just like took me back to my childhood or something like that. Like I was having like a flashback to like this dish like grandma made me. Like my grandma's never made me tsukemen, but it like gave me that same homely feeling that I had when like eating like a home cooked meal like back as a kid. And I was like, what is happening right now?
I've never seen anyone have a food wars moment in real life, but that was legitimately the closest I've ever seen.
Dude, I was this close to like fucking crying.
I remember I stopped to like, because you were sitting opposite me and I was eating and I looked over and you were kind of just like silently staring at it. And I remember I said to you, I'm like, are your eyes watering? Are you like really about to cry over this bowl
Does it
of
hit different gun?
No, that definitely did.
Meanwhile, I was just there in my mind like fucking Tyler One, like yes, and just fucking eating it like.
And then I remember the next day we were talking about whatever the fuck we were talking about, and Gar just texted like fully serious, being like, I had a dream about that skimman last night. I actually had a dream about that skimman because it's that fucking good.
As well, because they like have the meat and all the veg in the broth. When you bite into like the veg or the meat, they've absorbed this intense broth and it just bursts. And it's so fucking
and
good.
the meat is so soft and
it's so tender, so tender.
Like, honestly, like, I'm not gonna say that the ramen in Japan is bad or anything. Like, there's some fucking fantastic ramen out there. But I just feel that skimmen is such an underdog because people just, as you say, people just think that it's just an inferior ramen.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought. And I didn't even know about tsukemen until I moved here and you told me about it. And I feel like people only come here and they only know ramen. Because I
This must be the Arcadian ruins. Is it just me? Or does it look plain? Oh, Paimon gets it. The perfect disguise is always in plain sight. Kaya's grandpa sure is impressive.
Sí, ya están adentro.
It's no time to get suspicious. We're close. Hurry, the treasure.
Sí, claro, quédate. Ah, nivel 10. Uy, me dan cristales. Ok.
when I came here, I only knew ramen as well.
I totally don't blame people who are like, oh yeah, I just want to eat sushi and I just want to eat ramen.
Yeah.
But it just frustrates me when there's literally, you go to a ramen shop and they usually have skimmen on the menu as well.
Yeah.
And yet they just completely ignore that and just go for like the basic bitch ramen.
Yeah, and I feel like, you do get a better ramen experience here than you do like anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, it just frustrates me when people are like, I'm gonna go to Ichiran ramen, and it's like, you can have an Ichiran in America. Dude, why would you fly all the way to Japan to have something you can have in America?
Like, I do not understand why, people come to Japan and they try like, what's the curry place?
Coca curry.
Is it Coca curry? That's like
Ichiban.
international one? International now?
Coco Ichiban.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they come here and just try the Coco curry here.
Right, in defense of both those chains. complaints. I'll be devil's advocate. I went to Ichiran Ramen like maybe a month ago.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty fucking good. I thought it was like
It's not bad.
yep. Okay,
It's just mid.
okay.
It is.
If you don't live here, right, and you don't want to fuck around with going down these alleyways, looking on Google Maps, right,
Yeah.
trying to find shit, I can understand where you're like, I want a good ramen that delivers, and I don't have to talk to anyone. They have an English menu. I get that because sometimes these ramen places, bro, no pictures, only kanji. You gotta give your ticket to the guy. You gotta hope that he calls you out and you know that it's you, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a little, you know.
You got to figure out if he's
'Cause-
asking you
'cause-
if you want extra veg
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
because you hand it to him and he'll be like, he'll ask what size and you'll be like, what? Or like, do you want rice? Rice, they ask him. And like,
Yeah.
sometimes, and because the word for rice and meal is the same, gohan.
Gohan,
And so, and one time they asked me gohan, I just completely forgot that it was rice. And I'm like, yeah, I want a meal. I just gave you my ticket. You dumb fuck. Take my ticket. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Where are you, my treasure?
No,
Let's look around.
I'll save you the trouble. How about you let me take over?
No creo.
Sharp eye, but too slow. I'm Izzard. I thank you both on behalf of the treasure hoarders.
We've been keeping a low profile. How did word get out?
Ay, Dios.
Paimon won't let you have the treasure without a fight.
You would be wise not to underestimate us. My gang is just outside waiting for my order. However, they're not as sociable as me.
I'm sorry to rain on your parade,
Se acabó.
but your gang won't be participating in your current plan. If you'd like to ask why, you can go see them in Mondstadt prison. Or perhaps you'd prefer to join them permanently.
The Knights.
Hey, it's Kaya. Kaya, he wants to steal your treasure. Get him.
Oh, almost had it.
Oh, you mean the treasure? Sorry, but there wasn't any treasure to begin with.
Oh, era una trampa.
You came all the way for nothing.
What?
Los usó nada más para
No.
arrestar gente.
Treasure? Did Kaya just say there isn't any treasure?
You got me good. Didn't think the Knights would resort to such tactics.
A thief has no right to criticize the methods of the Knights of Favon. Wait, what are you?
You're not gonna get me.
Ah, ya se fue.
Okay. Oh God. What is this? I didn't mean it.
Ay, Dios.
What a troublemaker.
You, Knight. You're not gonna watch me die, are ya?
What an interesting suggestion.
Fine. I'll confess and go quietly. Please, just help me.
All right then. Guess I will have to do some overtime work after all.
¡Wow! Superpoderes. Al final de cuentas, sí. El gear es lo que hace la diferencia.
How embarrassing. Having my life saved by a knight.
Don't forget what you promised, or that thing will be the least of your worries.
Hey, is this how the Knights of Favonius treats the people they catch?
I'm just joking. All right, let's take him back.
Sir, yes, sir. Captain, should we take these two in as well?
No, son la trampa.
Of course not. They are the ones who made this arrest possible. Without them spreading our fabricated intel, we wouldn't have been able to catch the treasure hoarders.
You're a bad man for lying to me. Shame on the Knights.
All right, stop it already. Though the treasure doesn't exist, you did want it for yourself, didn't you?
Sí.
Otherwise, you would have informed me of your intentions, no?
Let's go. Hyman's done talking to him.
Just a sec. You did help me out, so you do deserve a reward. This is the triumphant harbinger of dawn that points towards victory. As its name suggests, it symbolizes light and victory. If you don't mind, I would like to present you with this Harbinger of Dawn as a reward.
Harbinger of Dawn?
That's right. It suits a well-cultured and disciplined person such as yourself. Wouldn't
Well, if the reward is this Harbinger of Dawn.
you'd forgive me, right? I'm honored to have such an understanding friend.
Yes, yes.
Sí, claro.
You have my apologies for the deception. I will not use the same method twice. What a wonderful day. Now, I have to go interrogate my suspect.
Ok. ¿Sospechoso
Please
de qué?
excuse me. Do come visit me at our headquarters when you have the chance.
Bandana de nada. Oye, esa es otra. Tengo que ver. ¿Qué artefacto le pongo a esta niña? Vida. ¿Qué es eso? Rec energía. ¿Quién sabe qué es eso? ¿Qué es esto? Erudita, ataque más 5. ¿Y qué hace? Recarga de energía. Pero ¿de qué energía se quiere decir? O sea. Ajá. Es lo que no entiendo. Ah, espera, ¿no hay algo aquí atrás? No. Ah, creo que es todo. Es lo que no sé a qué se refiere con eso de la energía. ¿Qué es recarga de energía en Genshin Impact? ¿Qué es eso, güey? ¿Eso qué es? ¿Qué es energía? ¿Será vida o...? Ujú.
Jean will be upset if she catches us lazing around like this.
Los cangrejillos. Ok. No. A la onda. Se acabó, vámonos. Derretido, adiós. Mira, un cofre.
That's Goku's son? What are you
Yeah, so I mean, I get it. Where Ichiran ramen. Okay, it was a little expensive though. I'll give you that.
It is.
The noodles were thin though. It was good. I want to start a series where I go around reviewing ramen chains.
Yeah, but that's the problem I have with Ichiran, right? Is that it is the thin noodles, and like I don't have a problem with the thin noodles, but I like my noodles like I like my women, right? Like I like them thick.
I was like wondering where you were going with that.
Joey's like the inappropriate uncle that has to mention like something sexual every 10 seconds.
It's the only way people relate to me. But yeah, like that's what I love about skimming though, is that like those noodles are so fucking thick.
there's like okay.
But I remember the first place you took me to. It was like trying to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet with like this one little noodle dish because it was so thick.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember I saw you guys finishing it, and I wasn't even like halfway through. I'm like, I can do more. I can do this, guys.
All the thickness.
With Suke, man, you cannot pause. You have to keep going. If you stop for a moment, you will think, "Shit, I'm full."
You can't let your brain catch up to your stomach.
Don't let it.
Right?
It was like doing the Big Bang Burger challenge in like Persona 5. You know what I mean? That was kind of what I felt like. I got what the
You
main
didn't have
character
enough
felt.
determination points.
No,
man.
I didn't. I need to like upgrade more points, man.
Weak. Okay, in Japan, there's like what 3 main types of noodles, right? There's the soba noodles, the udon, and the ramen, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the difference between these are the soba ones are typically like healthy, quite thin, right?
Soba is buckwheat.
Buckwheat. It's quite healthy for you.
Yeah,
and
it's
I think-
definitely the healthiest. Yes.
Is ramen the least healthy for you?
Ramen. I mean, I don't know.
There's a lot of calories in ramen.
Yeah, ramen. I'd say is probably the
very
least.
Probably the
intense.
most unhealthy.
And there's udon. So ramen's kind of like in the middle. Soba's really thin. It tastes healthy, so make of that what you want. And then udon is the real fucking thick boy. And
Thick white.
Why
noodles.
does soba taste healthy? I don't understand.
Because it is healthy.
It is,
I know it is, but I'm just like, what is the big difference between soba and ramen? I'm trying to like put it into words now. I'm just like, I
think
don't
maybe it's
really
because
know.
a lot of soba dishes aren't sitting in this very like
Soba
oily
doesn't
broth.
hit back, bro.
Yeah.
Soba just goes down.
Yeah.
Ramen fights you as it's going in your stomach, bro. It's like it's a challenge. You gotta beat that shit in your stomach. Also, I've noticed
Ramen
that
is soba with attitude.
It's soba with attitude.
I think because ramen is so heavy in calories, even the shitty cup ramens taste fucking good here. But if you go and get like the supermarket soba, that shit tastes awful.
Yeah, it does.
It tastes really bad.
You need to go to a good soba place to really appreciate it.
soba restaurants are amazing.
This video is sponsored by Grand Summoners.
It is a challenge quest game where you are transported to a fantasy universe where, after centuries of peace, the banished demons have returned to ravage the realm of Raktahelm.
Grand Summoners is an old school RPG exclusive for mobile that is now having a campaign with One Punch Man.
I love that show.
So there are 3 free One Punch Man units that are available in the game. Genos and Boros can be acquired by clearing the One Punch Man crossover event Hero from Another World, and all players will get 1 free guaranteed crossover summoning ticket on their first login.
Some of the obtainable units are Saitama, Terrible Tornado, Hellish Blizzard, Sonic, Garo, Genos, and Boros.
That's a lot of characters.
That is sure is Jared.
There's fully animated special abilities for each character.
Did you also know there's an original story featuring One Punch Man characters in the world of Grand Summoners?
I didn't know that, Connor, but did you also know that there are new buffs and equips? One Punch Man units have been strengthened from their previous iterations, and new hero suit and Genos vest!
Get out of here. Did you also know there is login rewards, free One Punch Man summoning tickets, free crystals, free luck gems, and more?
No fucking way! And also limited time events as well.
That includes 120 luck. All One Punch Man units can be upgraded to 120 luck, which will help.
120 luck?
Yes, God, that will help the players with farming powerful items. I can confirm that.
So make sure to check the link in the description below, and thank you to Grand Summoners for sponsoring today's episode.
Back to the video. So yeah, in soba restaurants, they give you the choice of cold soba and hot soba. And as someone who's grown up with like noodles my entire life, I've grown up with the idea that you have to have noodles as like a hot dish.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I don't know, like, is it weird for you guys, especially you, Connor, like the idea of eating a cold main
Bro,
dish?
if there's options, I'm always going to go hot. Like,
Yeah.
I went out the other day and it was like, this was like 2 weeks ago. I went to a place and like the AC wasn't working. It was like 35 degrees, feels like 40. I was like, the person asked me, do you want hot or cold? I was like, hot.
Yeah.
No one else in this
Like
restaurant.
the absolute mad lad.
No one else in this restaurant had hot. I could easily see that because it comes in a bowl when it's hot, and when you get the cold, it's on like this little like bamboo thing. And dude, I was sweating my ass off in this restaurant, but I was like, I'm glad I got it.
Because I remember, I remember when I first moved here, I was like hot soba, hot soba, and then I tried cold once, and I'm like, oh, this is really refreshing. This tastes like it tastes so totally different, but it still gives me like a good feeling.
No, I've had it cold. It's not bad. To me, cold noodles don't feel like a meal. It feels like a leftover. You know what I mean? Hot noodles feel like a meal.
I mean, I kind of get where you're
You know what I
saying,
mean?
but it's also very monkey.
It feels like you found it in your fridge, right? And you're like, okay. Let's eat it.
Right, like,
You know?
is the
But to
logic
be
that
fair-
like you can't be bothered to
To
heat
be
it up,
fair,
kind of
like
thing?
With when you order cold or a hot soba as well. So when you get hot soba, you just get the noodles and the broth that it comes in.
Yeah.
But I always feel jealous of the cold people who get the dipping sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So
damn.
you with the cold soba, you have like like a tiny
What
little
is it?
bowl.
What is the sauce?
But it rains.
It's like a shoyu base.
I thought so, like
Yeah.
a soy, and it's really good.
Yeah, it's
And
not a broth. It's just like a sauce, and then you
Dip it
you,
in.
You take out the soba, you just dip it in, like whip some wasabi in it, and then you just
Yeah, cold soba is the skimmin of hot soba.
It is just
Oh my god! Oh my god! And further proves my point that skimmin is superior.
Figured it out.
I just want to, and then there's the final noodle, which is udon, my least favorite.
I do not like it.
I really like
Dude,
udon.
it genuinely feels like you're in a tentacle hentai every time you're eating that shit. Because you gotta, dude, you can have like 2 in your mouth and you're like, trying to force that shit down.
Yeah.
It's awful. You can't, it's so heavy. It's like swallowing a brick, bro.
No, it's not that bad.
It is.
No, it feels like the vanilla of like the noodle world, where
Yeah,
it
yeah.
hit the same every time. What can I say, man?
And also, because ramen is somewhat thin, right?
Yeah.
The sauce that it takes on to the ratio of noodle that I'm eating is perfect. Udon, it's like this thick in my mind. That's how thick it feels, right?
Right.
It's like a coating of sauce.
But
I
okay,
can't
but
get
like,
into that.
But here's the question though: do you guys like mochi?
Yeah, I like mochi.
I like
Yeah.
mochi.
And I'm not talking about like fucking
quiero
mochi
lanzar
ice cream
pico y
bullshit. Like I'm talking
No,
like
no, no.
No, I like
Like
mochi. Yeah, I like
actual
mochi.
mochi.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's like I feel a lot of people who don't like udon are the same people who don't like mochi for the exact reason, right? Because when you eat like a block of mochi, that's like eating a brick, and it's
No,
hard
I-
to like get that shit down.
It's-
udon is just like the noodle equivalent.
Yeah,
in my
but
mind.
like that I like that because it's kind of like a sweet, you know. A lot of
Yeah.
the times I like mochi
Right.
sweets, you know, because
oh, so you've never had savory mochi though?
I've had savory mochi.
Okay, how?
I probably wouldn't
I mean,
like
yeah, it was
Yeah.
very like fucking like a brick. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I was prepared for it to be a brick, because it's still dessert, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so I mean, I was different. But like when we went to that soba place a while ago, no, udon place, sorry, it was like we had this broth. And the udon just didn't stick any of the broth to it. And I'm like, what's the fucking point?
Well, because it's supposed to be a light taste. It's supposed to be like a really thin, flavorful, like umami taste.
Dude, it ain't it. It ain't it.
it just
I don't want to say it's an acquired. I didn't think udon was going to be an acquired taste.
Do you
but-
think udon is the worst of the 3?
I don't know. Like I feel like I like soba and udon equally. But ramen is definitely or rather skimmin is definitely above those two. But I like udon. Like I'm not gonna like opt for udon every single time. But if I went to an udon place, I'm not gonna fucking complain.
See, if I had the choice, I would like never go to the udon place. I would always be more in the mood for soba or ramen.
Right, right,
There would
right.
never be a point where udon's where I go to where there's like no other places around.
Right.
I'm like, I guess I'll settle for udon. And
Yeah.
There are just some winter days where I'm like, man, I could really go for like a hot udon.
Yeah, I really just want like bricks in my stomach, dude. I just want warm bricks in my stomach with the sauce not sticking to it.
But
What's
then you drink the
fucking point?
soup afterwards.
Yeah, but sometimes it's too rich then, you know what I mean? Like, come on,
No,
man.
no.
Just-
Udon broths are never rich.
No,
It's
they're
always
like
really
they're
watery.
way too light, which is what
Yeah.
I don't like about it.
Right.
It's a thick noodle with a light broth.
Like
And
I like my ramen and skimmin that have like a really thick flavor, right?
Yeah.
Where it just
Yeah.
completely sticks to you no matter what.
Yeah.
But some days I'm just like, I don't want to feel like I'm getting all this like sticky flavor on me. Like sometimes I just want to get something down that'll warm me up and is nice and light and will fill me up, but won't make me feel like shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Because sometimes when you have as
British
much
tea.
as I loved skimmin, like it's like Five Guys, right? It's like,
Yeah.
man, this flavor's so powerful, it sticks to me the entire time. But then the moment it starts to settle in your stomach, you're just like, kill me.
Five Guys is that thing where you just like, I'm out for the count for the rest of the day. Like, don't talk to me. Don't expect me to do anything. Like,
I never thought food could knock you out until I had Five Guys, right? It's like,
the opposite of that, I feel, is like sushi and sashimi, right? I also had no fucking clue what sashimi was until I first came here.
a lot of people
seriously?
No, seriously.
don't. No,
I mean,
sorry, a lot of people don't.
because I didn't know there was a choice where you could just get rid of the rice. I guess it's like a steak without like the sides, right? Like you
Right,
can just
right.
have a steak. And I thought like, oh, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I will admit, right? I wanted to be that guy who immediately loved sashimi and sushi and was like, dude, I fucking love this, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took me a while to get used to it and really get like into it and appreciate like the taste of it. Because when I first had sashimi, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't taste good.
Really?
Yeah.
It was definitely something that grew on me because I remember I went most of my childhood hating sushi and hating sashimi because I was like, raw fish. Why do I want to eat raw
And in the
stuff? That
UK,
sounds
they do that
disgusting.
shit dirty, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, sushi sucks dick.
True.
Fucking
And then I don't know. It's
awful.
like I had like this one day where I just, for some reason, I was like, man, that kind of looks appetizing. Let me give that a shot. Right. And then after the first time when I was an adult and I tried sushi again, I was like, I fucking love this shit. I love the taste of raw fish. Tastes amazing. And having sushi in Japan is just the quality of the fish is just so damn good that even if you go to like one of those dollar places where you can get like you can order like a plate, like a small plate of sushi for like $1 or something. That still tastes way better than some of the best restaurants that you can find in the UK or something like that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the quality of like, because I mean, most of the fish that they serve, we obviously don't have in the UK.
Yeah.
But like, even when you get the salmon, you're like, holy shit. I didn't know salmon could like just fall apart like this when you bite into it. Normally in the UK, you get something salmon, you can gotta fucking tug it away.
You're big rules.
Yeah, you gotta I've had salmon, I'm like literally fucking trying to slap it. But in Japan, right, you eat it and it just like it just falls apart.
Yeah.
And it works so good with the rice. But man, if I ever have like a workout, sushi is what I'm always craving. It's like the best post-workout meal, I think.
Really?
Because it's like it's just filling enough where it's like I don't want to go too hard, but it's so healthy and so good for you. You're like, man, I feel healthy doing this.
But I remember you were once saying that you can't have sushi for dinner.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I'll take any excuse to take sushi.
Yeah,
for dinner.
same here.
Yeah, whenever these guys were out, they're like, you guys want to get sushi for dinner? I'm like,
no, it's always, what do you guys want to eat? And Connor's like, I'm easy. And I go, do you feel like sushi? And
Not
goes,
sushi.
No.
Then you're not easy. You are the impact.
It's not easy, Connor.
That was a fucking lie.
No, it's like, okay, I'm easy. If you want to go to sushi, we'll go sushi. I'm just going to be like, it's not it, chief. Like, it's...
Well, then we don't want to do that to you, right?
For dinner, I feel like, okay, sushi is great, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But for lunch, I don't mind having like one flavor. But for sushi, I feel like, because it's all like, it all tastes like fish still at the end of the day. Like, yes, the fish are different and they taste different, but it still feels like I'm just eating fish and rice, which is fine. But for some reason in sushi, to me, it doesn't feel like a full meal.
But you can get
other stuff.
Things,
I know.
right?
Yeah, but like when you order like fried chicken at a sushi place, that shit is so fucking awful. It's like this. It's like the fucking chicken has been abused and like beaten up. It's all muscular and shit. Like it's been in a fucking fight club before it was killed. You maybe get like 1 ounce of chicken breast and the rest is like this black bone with like veins.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit, what do they do to this chicken? And then you're like, what's the point?
Just like roided up chicken.
Yeah. And I'm like hitting up the miso soup like no tomorrow. I'm like stocking up on that 'cause it's normally free. Not that I care. I mean, it just normally tastes amazing.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes they leave like some of the fish in there and they let it cook. It's so fucking good. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like a proper meal. I don't know why. Because I fill up so fast on sushi, and then 30 minutes later when I've left the restaurant, I'm like, shit. I'm hungry again.
Yeah, I get that with sushi as well sometimes, where you feel like your stomach's about to explode, and somehow like an hour or two later you don't get hungry. You just like get peckish. You know, like I can eat a little more. I can eat a little more.
I think it's just the rice that expands in your stomach.
Probably.
And then once it finally settles down, you're just like, oh, all right, time for more food. But I don't know. I never understood why you can eat sushi for lunch and yet you can't eat sushi for
breakfast, lunch. I mean, normally
you can eat it for breakfast.
Yeah. Normally, my lunch or breakfast is sushi.
See, I can't eat sushi for breakfast.
Why not?
I can't eat sushi for breakfast.
Wait, why not?
I can't eat fish for breakfast.
Why?
It's just weird.
Why is it weird?
You're Japanese, bro.
I know. I know.
Can we talk about the Japanese breakfast?
Oh my god, bro.
No, like, okay, not just the Japanese breakfast, very specifically the
Ryokan breakfast.
Yeah, but that is the traditional Japanese
that's
breakfast.
the traditional Japanese.
My first time hearing this was Chris Broad saying, don't ever like ask for the Japanese breakfast. It's shit. And I thought, oh, he's just being pessimistic. Chris, right?
Yeah.
I was a fool. I should have listened to you, Chris. It's fucking garbage. Okay, it's not. Okay, no. I think the problem is that it's the complete opposite of garbage. It's too much. It's too good.
There's like you get about like 50 different dishes. I swear to God, and I'm just like, dude, it's breakfast. Just give me a bowl of
It's like
cereal.
a worthy contender with an American breakfast, right? Where it's just like, that's just too much food.
It's actually even more than American
It's
breakfast.
way more than American
Really?
breakfast. Because there's like with an American breakfast you can fit everything on one fucking plate at least. With Japanese breakfast you have like
covers like
it covers this entire table. Right, and then as you're eating, they bring out like more dishes, like more small dishes in between, like the fish, the tofu, the soup. I can't even name it all.
There'll be like a salad. There'll be like a potato that's been marinated in like a different fucking way. I don't know. There'll be like 2 different types of salad. Probably a plate of just single tiny things that you have no idea what the fuck they are. They're probably going to be radish because everything seems to be radish. Like everything is a fucking radish in these ryokans.
Every time I see a Japanese breakfast in front of me, I'm like, why am I eating an art exhibition? You know, that's just what it feels like. It's just like, this looks really pretty. It looks really pretty, but man, for one, I've never finished a Japanese breakfast.
And then rice as well. They give you rice.
Of course, they give you rice. I'm like, this is like a 5-course meal that I'm having just as I've woken up, and I never ever finish a Japanese breakfast.
Yeah, I don't mind the fish, the cooked mackerel they normally bring you. I don't mind that. Cooked mackerel doesn't really taste like anything. It's like mackerel. I don't know about that.
I disagree about that.
Mackerel is my favorite.
Mackerel has probably like the most taste.
It's my favorite fish, mackerel, but like it's just so clean. Like you never get any like. There's no aftertaste to mackerel. It's just a pure. It's like the chicken.
No, I get an aftertaste with mackerel.
No,
I get it what you're on about.
Mackerel is the chicken of fish.
Nah, that's salmon.
That's salmon. That's salmon.
No.
Salmon is the chicken of fish.
Salmon's the pork, bro. Salmon's the pork.
You can do so much with salmon.
Yeah,
and
that's
people do
it's
so
the pork.
No, that's the chicken.
No,
that's the chicken.
No.
Mackerel is just salmon with attitude.
I'm just recalling all the food items they might make you. They probably give you eggs, but then, you probably want like fried egg, scrambled eggs, maybe a poached egg.
Yeah.
They give you like some fucking egg roll that's been rolled up and steamed, and I'm like, it's pathetic.
Tamagoyaki?
Yeah, and it's fucking cold, and I'm like, why is it cold? Give me a hot egg, please.
Most of the dishes are actually cold.
They're all cold, and I don't know if this is like a Western thing, but like I want something hot to wake me up. And the worst part is, is that you're eating this and you're like, yeah, it's filling, and something's missing. Can I have coffee, perhaps? Do they have an espresso machine back there? Please, just I bring my own pods. I don't care. Just give me a fucking coffee, please.
Well, that's what the green tea is for, right? It's the hot green tea. That's the only heat you're gonna get out of a Japanese breakfast, or the miso soup.
I would kill for a coffee, man. And even when you go, like when we go with Japanese friends, sometimes they're like, man, I just want coffee.
Japanese breakfasts are like way too extra for my own liking.
Yeah. It's.
But I mean, I guess that's why it's a very infrequent occurrence, right? Like, it's that special thing that you get at the ryokans.
If you go to a hotel, it's going to be the shitty continental breakfast that you reluctantly eat because you don't really have much choice.
Food.
Oh my god, those are depressing.
I don't know. I like that for like the first 2 days.
No,
because I don't know. Like it's just a recognizable meal, and you have it for 2 days, and afterwards you're just like, okay, this is getting really boring now, and I want something different.
Yeah.
But it's like one Japanese dish that, like, I don't really not recommend it, but I don't really recommend it either. Is when people come here and they try the curry. Because I don't know about you, but no matter where I've had curry, whether it's home cooked, abroad, whatever chain, it all tastes as good as each other. Like I've never had a bad curry, but I've never had a curry that just blows me away.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Every single time I have a curry, I'm like, this would be great if it was an Indian curry. Just give me an Indian curry could do this better and would taste better, right? I mean, it's too one-noted, right? Yeah. And they put curry in so much fucking things here. Yeah. Like, there's so many, like, side dishes. Like, the one place we had ramen, and the side dish was just curry with rice. And why? Why is this a side?
Because curry goes with everything. That's their logic. That's their logic. It's like, curry goes with everything. Everyone likes curry. You'll be happy to eat it, right?
Okay, you're talking shit about Coco Ichiban. I do like Coco Ichiban. Like, because I know what I'm gonna get. It's like such a sterilized process.
It is.
Like I'm gonna.
You get the same thing every time, but and it really is no different whether you have Coco Ichiban abroad or here or any other.
I've never had it abroad, so I can't comment.
I had it in America. I've had it in.
Is it the exact same?
It's the exact same.
Okay, it's one of the only places where I can get spice that actually makes me feel alive, bro.
Yeah, except you choose the level of spice that is like YouTuber material.
So I don't know if this is the same abroad, but in Coco Ichiban here, you can choose the spice level of the curry. And 10 as a certified Thai man who loves Thai food and spicy food, it is fucking insanely spicy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. Except you willingly are like, yes, I will have the 10. And every time we've gone to Coco Ichiban together, and you say, yes, I'll have a level 10, like,
and they're like,
they're like blinking me. Are you sure? 10? It's that's the spiciest, and you're like, yeah.
But one thing I don't like about the spice level in like Cocoa Ichiban is it feels like fake spice. I don't know. Like
That's real.
I don't know. It's not like when I was having it.
I don't know. I'm crying though. So I mean, like, are those fake tears gone?
What I mean by fake spice is that it just feels like
it's added. It's like artificial.
It's just artificial spice. It's not like true. It's not truly a dish that was meant to be spicy. Right. Like you have like an Indian curry or you have like a Thai dish, and you remove the spice, you feel like it's missing something.
I think that in a normal Cocoa Ichiban spice, it's like mainly a throat thing. Yeah. But in a normal curry, it's like a whole mouth meltdown. Yeah. Like, those chilies get all over. Yeah. Cocoa Ichiban, it's just like my throat is on fire. But like I love pain when I'm eating food.
I love pain like when I'm eating things.
People are like, oh, it ruins the flavor. No, you don't understand. When you're like in severe pain, it enhances.
It's euphoric. Yeah. It's euphoric. It is. Oh,
it makes you like the pain makes the flavor so much more prominent.
It's like a different. It's like a different kind of COVID, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love the pain, so I don't understand.
It's like when I know it's not like it's not an attractive thing to be around. It's not something you do on a date or something, right? Because like I'm there and I'm like fucking
Because like I remember the very first time I felt like euphoric from spice, and it's on camera. If you watch my domestic girlfriend video where I eat a ghost pepper, there's a point in there where I'm just where I'm like explaining it. I'm trying to be a YouTuber, you know, explaining it in a funny way, and then there's a point where I'm just like lying there for a good few seconds. And I'm just like. And like at that point, like my brain would just rush with endorphins, and I was literally high at that point. That I couldn't think, right? Because it was painful, but it was a good kind of painful. It's so difficult to explain. Where
it was like downing a pint of cocaine, right?
That's exactly what it was like.
I don't know. I mean, it's so I don't know. It is like
I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. I mean,
because people, I think you like freak out when you because Joe will try. He'll be like, go on, I'll try. He'll put like an inch on his spoon. He'll try. And he's like,
I just don't like
when you stop freaking out and just accept it. It's so nice.
Okay, but to be fair, I used to not be able to handle spice at all. So if we're talking Cocoa Ichiban levels of curry, because I feel that's the easiest way to quantify it. Like I would always used to just pick zero, like no
lemon and herb Nando sauce.
Real. What dressing would you like? Water.
Water, please. But so I used to be just zero spice at all. But then the more I would try it, the more, because I will always be that one guy who'd be like, oh yeah, I'll try this thing that I'm probably gonna hate. Yeah. And spicy stuff was always one of them. I'm like, I know I'm probably gonna die from this, but I'll just eat it because why not? And spicy stuff, I think that's how I built my spice tolerance now. So now I can do like a level 2 Cocoa Ichi. And be like
real man shit now.
And be like, all right, I can still eat this and enjoy it. But I once tried a level 3. I was like, no, this is to the point where the spiciness and the pain just completely negates all flavors for me.
Because for me, like moving to Japan, the one thing I miss the most is spicy food.
Spice, man.
Because you get a Cocoa Ichiban 10 because you can't get any other spicy food anywhere. Because like wasabi,
they have like hot on the menu and it's never hot.
It's never hot.
I mean, it's hot for me.
Okay, go on wasabi. I have a whole rant about wasabi.
Yeah, wasabi is like the closest thing you get to spice, but it's a totally different feeling.
It's in the nose.
Because it's the spice in the nose. Yeah. I really like that feeling. I do, but it's just not the same as the burning sensation, the burning, tingling sensation.
I mean, whereas, normal spice is pleasant, I feel like eating too much wasabi is like, you're in a fucking trench in World War II and the chlorine gas has just landed. You know what I mean? It's like, you do feel like you're being gassed. It's not like spicy or like, ooh, it tingles. It's like,
See, it's so weird because I can't do a level 3 kokoichi, but I love wasabi.
I love wasabi.
I think people saying wasabi is spicy is wrong. I feel like it is like suffocating.
It's not spicy. It's just
disgusting. Yeah, it's a tiny bit mixed in with the soy sauce. Okay, we good.
Yeah.
But the moment you put like a little bit too much on your sushi.
Oh no, I love just dumping a whole load of wasabi into my soy sauce.
I've stopped putting wasabi in the soy sauce, and now sometimes like if I'm having like a mid sushi,
right up the nose.
I'm just like ball of wasabi on the sushi. Let's fucking go. Yeah. It's
fucking animals.
It's like I take that shit directly now. I don't need it. I don't need it diluted by soy sauce.
Next trash taste in the veins, directly in the veins. Brings his needle to the restaurant, heats up the spoon.
It's like downing a pint of cocaine.
Oh my god! You know how I became to like spice, because obviously If you haven't noticed, guys, I'm white.
Yeah, I can see that.
It might not be a surprise to some of you. I'm very white. And my mum cannot handle any spice at all. My mum will have like something that has actually 0 spice in it, and she'll be at the dinner table like, oh, it's kind of spicy, isn't it? Mum, it's paprika. It's paprika, Mum. It's not spicy, it's paprika, for fuck's sake. It's a spice.
Well, this water's a little spicy.
So naturally, I was never raised with spicy food, ever.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening is that I started doing those fucking YouTuber challenges. I would start with a ghost pepper. I saw like Rhett and Link do it when I was like 15. And I was like, I want a ghost pepper. That sounds fun. So we started doing it in school. We'd all do it.
And you had a ghost pepper at school?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You could buy it at the Tesco's and bring it in. So we used to buy them and I guess torture each other. And so I got into it, and then when I started doing live streams, I kept making donation gold. I'll eat a Carolina Reaper, which is it still the world's hottest one?
Probably isn't.
Probably is. Someone's probably made some Giga Chad.
Yeah, this is the spiciest one now.
Yeah, well, fucking some abomination that's just pure gas. But I must have done it like 7 or 8 times, and by the end of doing it, because every single 24-hour stream, I would at least do it twice. And so I started like just being like, okay, it's actually kind of fun now. Like I would actually like look forward to doing it. And so then I noticed after doing that, where it was just pure pain, when I went back to eat normal curry, I was like, "There's no spice.
You can't go back.
There's no spice.
Once you get that, once you hit that
because you're desensitizing yourself to it. Yeah.
This is how people get into dominatrix.
Well, it's
exactly. It hurts at first, but it's kind of starting to feel good.
This is literally like drugs.
It is drugs. It
is a drug. Spice is a drug.
Because I remember when I first started dating Sydney, she could not handle spice at all. And I remember what got her to start liking spice was basically when I introduced her to my parents, and every time we'd have a family meal, Mum would be like, "Oh, I didn't make it so spicy for you," but in Thai, what less spice means is just they take 1 chili out of the fucking 50 they put in this like curry, right? That's what less spicy means. You've had the exact same experience, right?
Because when we stayed over at Gant's place, because Aki can't take spice at all. And she was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die with this," like, because your mum was making like Thai noodles or something, which is usually hella spicy. And so I had to make a really weird request to your mum to be like, can you just take all the spice out? And she, like, the way your mum looked at me was like I was speaking another language. She was like, "What? That doesn't make any sense."
No, it's just like, "Can you take all the spice out?" "Oh, okay. So you want 1 less chili?"
Like, no. It's like, no, all chili's gone. And she's like, it just does not compute. It's just like, this is the first time I'm ever doing this for anybody. It's like I felt like I offended the Thai by saying that.
She was just like confused because she was like, "What do you mean no spice? Less spice? Like more less spice? Like more? Like what does no spice mean? That does not make sense to me." And so like because Sydney would always have to like eat this Thai food, she would have to like at first she was like crying every meal. And then as like the more she ate, the more she got used to it, and then now she can handle spice better than a lot of Thai people. Like we have this dish called in Thailand called Pad Kimao, which is like which translates to drunken noodle, and the reason it's called drunken noodle is that you have to be truly pissed to like be able to handle the spice, how much spice this has. And so, like she eats that on the daily, man.
See, because I'm sure that if I was put in the same position as you or Sydney, I would probably get used to it too. But I don't want to. Like I want to enjoy my meals.
Man, it's good. Get some spice in your life. It makes the meal like it gives this extra kick to the meal that you just can't get.
But that's the problem, right? Is that because I grew up eating Japanese food, there isn't any Japanese dishes that have spice like that. Because wasabi is, as we've established, completely different type of spice, and we don't really use chilies in a lot of Japanese food. So there isn't. I guarantee there's probably a lot of Japanese people who can just not handle spice whatsoever.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel that as well. Before we move on, guys, we've had this bottle of wine just sitting down that we were going to open this podcast because we've hit a new milestone. Of course,
we've hit 3 milestones technically.
Yeah, 3 milestones at like almost the same time, right?
Yeah.
So we reached 100. Wait, what?
What are the 3 milestones?
Well, let me tell you. Well, first of all, we hit 500,000 subs
at the time of recording.
At the time of recording, it's probably more by this time. So that's one of them. We hit 100,000 followers on Twitter, and we hit 50,000 followers on the subreddit.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's like all on the same day.
Like all on like the same like within a few days of each other. So
thank you,
yes. Thank you for fucking supporting us and watching what we do.
And now we have a Drops of God wine.
Yes, this is a Drops of God wine. I don't know which Drops of God wine this is.
It's fucking good.
One of
So
them.
I'm just gonna pour
You
it.
see that? He like swooshed around.
Yeah, I know.
Can you believe that, man? The gall of this man.
Ooh, there we go. There we
I
go.
would like to talk about Japanese bread for a moment.
Japanese brand. Okay.
I think we've already talked about it, unless you have something new to say.
I would like to add something. I would like to add something to my
Go on.
Japanese bread
Go
rant
on.
a previous time. So, Japanese bread doesn't serve the same purpose here as it does in European countries. That's a problem. I'm kidding. No.
No, you're not kidding.
No. Bread is a staple in like European countries. Like it's saying, I need it. I just need it.
I need it.
And in